What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. What you're viewing is an article from TotalProSports.com, and it's of this nobody at ESPN, this Karen, the resident Karen at ESPN, who went on a Twitter rant towards Deshaun Watson because Deshaun Watson was found innocent in the court that matters, and he was able to get traded finally to the Cleveland Browns. He will still have to deal with the civil suits. Apparently, they're trying to find a new reason to take him to court, but it's going to be very difficult to find him guilty. He's already been found innocent with one. It's going to be very difficult to do the case all over again and think that you're going to actually get a guilty verdict. But anyway, we have this nobody, this ESPN Karen by the name of Sarah Spain. I didn't even know she was still at ESPN. Maybe she's not. Maybe she gets paid to just write articles for the website. I don't know. But apparently she went on this Twitter rant. Now I want y'all to know something about this person before I get into it. This isn't her first time going after a black male athlete. She's done it before. Now this was via JordanThriller.com. And it talked, because I couldn't find this, I randomly found this. And this is an article from January 2020. And this was after Kobe Bryant passed away. She wrote an article trying to vilify Kobe Bryant. And she has a history. She doesn't like black male athletes, okay? She's one of these Caucasian liberal feminists that will demonize and project onto black men the things that went on in her community. That's what women like her do. They will pretend like they are woke and they are for inclusion and equality, but they will go and privately vote for Donald Trump. Now again, I ain't got no problems with Trump myself, but this is the type of person this is. Okay, she harbors some type of hate towards black male athletes. The fact that she would write an article trying to vilify Kobe after his passing just shows you how disgusting of a person she is. And she goes on this long Twitter rant towards Deshaun Watson. And we're going to get into it, but make sure y'all like the stream and share. I did a video on Deshaun Watson and Molly Karam because she's basically following behind Molly Karam. You want to check that video out, I will link it in the description box. Let's get into this article from Total Pro Sports. It says Deshaun Watson has a new home in the NFL after days of deliberation and meeting with several prospective teams. The now former Texans quarterback decided to waive his no-trade clause on Friday to join the Cleveland Browns. Houston sent Watson and a 2024 fifth-round pick to the Browns in exchange for first-round picks in 2022, 2023, and 2024, along with a 2023 third-rounder and a 2024 fourth-rounder. Cleveland also inked Watson to a new 5-year, $230 million deal that is fully guaranteed. Watson still faced 22 civil suits and an NFL investigation that could result in a suspension. Shortly after the trade was announced, NFL spokesperson Brian McCarthy released the following statement. Any transaction would have no effect on the NFL's ongoing comprehensive investigation on the serious allegations against Deshaun Watson, nor will it affect his status under the collective bargaining agreement and the personal conduct policy. If the league's investigation determined Watson fully violated the personal conduct policy, discipline may be imposed pursuant to the policy in the CBA. ESPN's Sarah Spain took it a step further in her assessment of Watson and the Browns trading for him. The Browns wanted an adult to lead their team, so they went with a guy currently facing 22 allegations of assault and harassment who demanded a trade and threatened to sit rather than play for his previous team even before accusations sidelined him and might be suspended. Let's start with the basic facts. And you seem willing to ignore an NFL quarterback skewed expert league team massage therapist in favor of searching for them on Instagram, then went to at least 50 different therapists, some unlicensed, one of whom was an anesthesian, not a masseuse. I guess she was responding to somebody. Let's see. What privilege do you mean? Somebody, I guess. They brought up Chad Wheeler. Now somebody's bringing up Chad Wheeler. Now let's see her response. What privilege do you mean specifically? He's been out of the NFL since he was charged and likely will never play again. He was a fringe player most had never heard of, and the story made major news at the time but faded away as most do when involved lesser known athletes. But that doesn't make any sense. He was still in the NFL. And I'm going to take it a step further, Sarah. I'm going to take it a step further. Let's talk about Ben Roethlisberger. Now, again, I have no issues with Ben. I like Ben Roethlisberger as a quarterback and what he did for Pittsburgh. But let's be real. This guy was accused by multiple women who he ended up settling with. When he did, that story completely went away. How come Sarah didn't write a hit piece on Ben Roethlisberger? Ben Roethlisberger was able to play, make money, retire. None of these people, none of these Karens at ESPN wrote not one article, unless I missed it, about how Ben Roethlisberger was accused of anything. He's a high-profile quarterback. Why didn't you talk about him? And again, I don't really have any necessarily issues with Ben. I would think a lot of these women would have an issue with them, but they don't. So why do you ignore Ben Roethlisberger, who was a high-profile quarterback for a number of years, and the accusations that went on with him, but you're so quick to try to destroy Deshaun Watson and Kobe Bryant? She says, you conspiracy theorists really don't hear how stupid you sound, claiming 20 plus women, including some not filing suit, were hired because the team was mad at Watson, so he's under investigation while they tried to get a good trade for him, causing him to sit on the books a year. Also, interesting to hear whether the Browns spoke to any of his accusers before making the deal. We often hear the teams have fully vetted or properly investigated accused athletes, only to learn that they've only spoken to friends and family. See Winston. If so, he'd go have consenting relations, paid or otherwise. The appeal for him appears to be making women uncomfortable. Same way Cosby didn't want relations. He wanted to violate unconscionable. See, she's throwing Bill Cosby on the bus. It don't stop with this heifer, man. Throwing this black man on the bus, that black man on the bus. It don't stop with these Karens. Like most assault and harassment for Watson, it's about power, manipulation, and lust. Let's see. I'll be interested in learning if there are elements of this contract that negate guarantees in case future criminal or civil accusation charges. $230 million guaranteed, $80 million more than anyone ever is a whole lot for a potential serial predator. Now, I really wish Deshaun Watson would be petty and just send a lawsuit towards her way since she wants to call somebody a serial predator. You're a serial black male hater. That's what you are, Sarah Span. You wrote a hit piece on Kobe Bryant after he passed. What a loser. A grand jury declined to indict Watson last Friday, which eliminated the greatest threat to his reputation and his career. But the behavior which Watson is accused remains extremely disturbing, which is what Span is alluding to. Watson hasn't played since 2020 season after being accused. And let's see, the Texans paid Watson for the 2021 season, but he was inactive for every game last season. Could Watson be scared straight from this situation? We truly do not know, and it's a wait and see that makes the situation ever scary. Not to mention a second grand jury is considering charge against him. That's a waste of taxpayer money. If you couldn't indict him the first time, why would you do it a second time? That's a waste of the taxpayers' dollars. There's more. Listen, we got all types of cases going on. We got all types of crimes going on. But it just seems to me that the media loves to try to attack these black male athletes. This weirdo, Sarah Span, wrote a hit piece on Kobe Bryant. Well, I'm gonna say hit piece, but she alluded to certain things to where it was a bit of a hit piece. I gotta watch what I say on Kobe Bryant. Let me put this article up so y'all can see it. This is pathetic. Look at this. Let's see. Let me read an excerpt. She mentions her thoughts on against people thinking superstars like Kobe Bryant are invincible. Mostly she focused on his 2003 assault case, going into very vivid details to convey her point. She seems to believe people are glossing over the uncomfortable truth when talking about Kobe Bryant's legacy. Well, it seems to me that it's easy for you to write an article about a man who passed away. That's very brave of you. That's very brave of you. He's no longer here. And say whatever you want, but he wasn't convicted. He wasn't convicted. But it's so easy for these ESPN Karens to get on social media and try to play the morality game when they themselves are probably very hateful people. You get on here and you want to go on a Twitter rant, and it ain't just conspiracy theories. You have people, and again, I don't have nothing against Ben. He's retired. He had a great career, but I just have to bring this up. Ben Roethlisberger was accused by multiple women. Where is your article speaking about Ben Roethlisberger? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all say, well, Jay, she's wrong. A bunch of them. But what about when he retired? I don't see Molly Karam saying anything about Ben Roethlisberger. I don't see Sarah Spain saying anything. Now, again, if y'all have seen it, you can tell me. But I do see the glaring going after Deshaun Watson, projecting your own pain onto Deshaun Watson. This is what a lot of these Twitter feminists do. They will project their own pain from their past onto other men that they don't like. And a lot of these women don't like black men, and they will project whatever happened to them onto black men because, one, they don't like black men, and two, it's easy because they still have to date Caucasian men. They need Caucasian men. So they're not going to ruin their reputations. They're not going to drag them through the mud because they have Caucasian men in their family who's probably done the same thing, allegedly. I'll tell you, man, it's crazy out here, man. I'm going to continue to go in. Unless these women have evidence, they need to keep their mouth shut before they get sued. Shout out to Deshaun Watson. He won his case. He proved in front of a jury that he was innocent. We will see what happens next. Hopefully Deshaun Watson is able to play next season. He settled these suits, or is able to win them. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all on the next one.